It's the morning star drive 117.8. You soaring up with sky, now's the time, don't delay. I'm sitting in my ride and it's time to fly. So let's realign, just listen and fill your mind.
I'm burning with desire and the passion. Nobody can stop me when I'm like this. I got my head in the zone, you know. I'm on the morning star drive, you know. I'm burning with desire and the passion. Nobody can stop me when I'm like this. I got my head in the zone, you know. I'm on the morning star drive, you know.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another week's episode of the Tuesday segment on the MSD on 117.8. Today I decided to go out, listening to this week's message. It was talking about how people are mirrors, right? But in addition to that, Sensei also talked about how things in nature are mirrors and things for us to learn from, both our strengths and our weaknesses. And so I decided to come out to a park nearby called Sweetwater Park, something like that. And as you can see, it's kind of windy here today, which is pretty atypical of Florida. But I just wanted to share with you guys some sights, and if I see anything cool, I'll make sure to document it and upload it so that people can enjoy it. Oh, actually, as I say that, I see an alligator in the water. Actually, there's two of them here, so I'll take a video of that and I'll include it in the footage. Two gators, one right there. You guys see this? Look at that. That is a dinosaur. And there's another one right there. Look at that. Okay, that's close as I can probably get to it. Hey guys, so as you can tell, it was quite windy over there. So now I'm at home and, I kind of wanted to voice over some of the things that I saw outside. And, as I was walking, I was really praying to God, because one of the things that he said in this week's message was that, you have to enter the spiritual world to see, right? That's what geniuses do, right? To learn about things in reality, all right, in the world. And so because the message said that we have to look at both nature and at people as like a mirror, right? To learn about our good qualities and our bad qualities. As I was walking along this park and seeing these alligators and birds and turtles and different things, I was really trying to think about what I could learn, right? And we can try to see things just from the physical world and the things that are out here. But I wanted to see if there were deeper things that I could unpack by thinking and trying to enter the spiritual world in a sense. And there were a couple things that I gained, after praying about this. One, I think the two biggest things that I saw is here at the beginning with the gators, right? And this today, it was really interesting. It was really windy out in this park that I went out and in this area. And that's not that common for Florida. Most days, it's very, the weather is very still and calm, and it's normally just sunny. And so I was kind of wondering, maybe there's something that I can realize from the wind. And one of the things, when you look at these alligators, right, for the most part, right now this one's moving, but generally speaking with these gators, especially when it's windy out, they just kind of sit there calm and still. And there were a couple things that I really thought about from observing these things. The first thing is that like these gators, right, in moments of tribulations and hardships, we have to remain calm and remain courageous, right? That's one of the things that the message said, right? I think this is really interesting. There was a part of the message where Sensei was listing off various things about what makes a genius. And the first thing that he actually had on that list is that geniuses are courageous. And that was a very interesting thing to think about. And as I was looking at these alligators, it's one of the things that came to mind, right? Because some of these gators, right? There's some moments here where I actually didn't record because I was getting kind of close to a gator, and I wasn't close enough where it would pose any kind of danger, but I was just observing them. And when you really look at them, they look so like undisturbed by all of the things that are going on around them. And so there was like a time where I was walking by a gator, and there was like a family, right? And then like the two kids were kind of walking around, and the son was like, "Huh, the gator's like sleeping." And the mom and the dad was like, "Oh no, they're not sleeping." Right? And so it kind of goes to tell you that, these things are very perceptive, and they're just really lying still. And like you can kind of tell when you look at them, especially from the front, that they're aware that that there's something in front of them, that like there's people watching and there's people walking around. And especially for the ones that live in this park, I think they've seen humans and birds and things like around them quite a bit. And so especially because it was really windy, they weren't moving much, and they weren't bothered at all by the wind, right? Even though it was strong. And so looking at these aspects of the alligator, one of the things that I really felt was that, okay, like us too, like looking at this as a mirror, we too, in moments when it's windy and turbulent for whatever reason, we should remain calm and collected and courageous in this kind of sense. And so like, when you really look at an alligator, right, like for human beings, it's really, not that big of a concern. They don't really pose a threat to us, like as long as we leave them alone. But when you look at them close by, right, like some of the bigger ones here grew to like maybe like 10 feet long, right? So about like maybe like 2.5 to 3 meters long or something like that. So they're quite big, right? So because they know who they are and they're confident in who they are, they're undisturbed by the various things that go around them. And so that's one of the things that I really saw from looking at these alligators, right? Like, and considering like what our position and our perspective is, even if there may be things going on in our lives too, there's really nothing that we as well should be worried about. And so like after this, I would reread the message, and I was kind of hanging out at the park. And as I was heading back and praying to realize further about the various things that I was looking at and things that I could see, one of the things that came up, and I'll include this footage once again in a bit, was like a bird that was flying. And because it was really windy, like right at this moment, the bird wasn't moving, right? Because the wind was pushing it back. And the first thing that, looking at the bird that I really saw, it was kind of similar to my thoughts with the alligator, right? Like it wasn't really trying really hard to move forward and to go into different places, but it was kind of maintaining its position in the air. And in a sense, like you'll see this in a bit too, it was using the wind to maintain, where it was, right? So it wasn't, of course it was trying to maintain pace, but it wasn't like struggling so hard to like go out of its way to do something different. And so the initial thought that came to mind looking at this bird was like in these kinds of moments when it's windy, to maintain our position, right? Like kind of like similar with the alligator. And in addition to this, it was to take advantage of like the wind blowing to fly high, right? And that's like something that's talked about many times, like even when he talks about birds and about like boats, right? Like when it's windy, you use the wind and you use the waves to go to where you need to go. And so, I was like sitting there and I was like looking at the bird and I was taking videos of it, and I kind of missed this part, right? So I kind of wish that I was able to keep taking a video of the bird, but I missed this small window. Like as it was hanging and hovering in the air, there was a moment where the bird dove into the water from the air, right? Like it sees this opportunity to try to catch something, and it landed into the water. So I missed this moment, I missed the timing, but after like it dove into the water and it came up, it didn't have anything in its beak. And so it started like resuming climbing into the air, right? And as it was hanging around, like I managed to shoot it again. and it moved over to like a different section of the lake, and in a bit it went into the water again, and this time it resurfaced with the fish. And so, in addition to the earlier realization about like in times of great storms and winds and tribulations, maintaining our position and also taking advantage of the wind to, to climb high and to push us to where we need to go. One of the other things I realized is that, while biding your time and waiting for the opportunity, also to, seize the chance when it comes. So I'll include the footage here because, this is what was happening. And like I said, I missed that first instance of where the bird really dove hard into the water. But the second time around, like in the footage right after this, the bird kind of moves over to a different part of the lake here, and it went into the water. This time it went a lot more slowly than the first time, but it managed to catch something the second time. And sad to say, I didn't capture the moment when it was flying off with the fish in its mouth. But from seeing this, I really felt that like, wow, like even this bird, takes advantage of the moments that come and is able to, catch a fish at the right time. So for us, there are times in our life where we have to bide and wait for the opportunity. And even if there are winds and waves that are blowing in that moment, we have to maintain our position and allow the wind to push us to where we need to go. And then when the moment comes, we can take advantage of the opportunity. So these are like the various different things that I was thinking about as I was, going out into nature and using nature as a sort of revelation and as a mirror for what we need to gain. And it was really nice to also just go out there and have an opportunity to, be outside and to exercise and to walk. And so, I hope that each person is able to really take away a lot from this week, from the various different kind of natural revelations, and using both nature and people as a mirror for the various things in our life. And so with that, we'll go into the break for today, and afterwards I'll hand things off to Rachel with 2G Talks.
Made heaven and earth, humankind, in his perfect love. God created them. Our God is love. He forgives. He is merciful. God, He gives heaven's word once again today. The Holy Spirit moves our hearts once again. Train your heart, live with love, mercy and grace. Live like this, live with love, rapture each day, like our God, Spirit Son, make your heart white as the skies, high
Hello everyone, and welcome back to our Tuesday segment. Rachel here for 2G Talks. Today, as you can see, it is a special day because we are having a video. Usually, whenever I have my videos, it's because I'm in a beautiful location with a great background, but as you can see here, the background is a little plain because I'm recording here in my room, and my room is a little dirty, but I am filming this video because actually I have a special video that I wanted to show, but first I want to give a quick introduction about it, and then I'll go ahead and show you the video. So yes, welcome back everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. I hope you had a great weekend and a great Sunday service as well. The title of this Sunday message was People Are Mirrors, which I absolutely loved. I know it's not a message that Sunsonim usually talks about, or really a topic that is discussed often, but as mentioned, through the different questions, the 2 questions that Sunsonim prompted all of us to really think about and discuss, we can see that Sunsonim has always kind of talked about this concept about people being mirrors, reflecting on yourself and reflecting on others. But yes, I hope you really enjoyed it. I really did like the Sunday message. I think it was very great, and I think it really paired perfectly with kind of the special video that I'm going to be talking about now. As we all know, in American Providence, we've had a really big change in leadership. I know I talked about it a little bit last week, and Pastor Sky has mentioned it, but yes, all the head leaders, most of the head leaders across American Providence are going to be rotating. So our current head leader is going to be moving to another region, and we're going to have a new head leader coming down to Houston. That being said, on Sunday we had a farewell party for our current, or former, I suppose, former head leader. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that first. It reminds me of the Sunday message because during this farewell party, it was really beautiful. I mean, it was wonderful. I teared up a lot. I didn't cry, which I was expecting to cry, but I did tear up a little bit. Pretty much the majority of this farewell party was about how people were expressing their thanksgiving and gratitude to our head leader, saying and expressing how grateful they were to have her in our life, how thankful, and how they really saw the Holy Trinity working through our head leader. And I thought how moving that was and how appropriate, as the Sunday message being, people are mirrors. Whenever we look at each other, we can't help but see, right? If I look at you or if you look at me, usually we see the most positive attributes first. When we look at ourselves, though, you may or may not see just the negatives first. I have to admit myself, if I look in the mirror, even now, if I look at myself, I do see like the flaws. Oh, my hair is not perfectly well done, the lighting's not the best, type of deal. But you probably didn't notice that right away. In the same way, during the farewell trip, or farewell party, our head leader was very honest and open and talked about how she acknowledges she could have done better and that she's still learning and still growing and wants to do better, and confessed to the Holy Trinity about how much she wants to still learn and grow, and that she hopes that she can only be used according to His will and His purpose. And it was funny that she mentioned that because all the other expressions during this farewell party were just of gratitude, thanking her so much for all of her effort, for her hard work, really thanking her for an amazing job that she did. Really, she's one of my favorite preachers of the messages because of how she's able to flow, have the message flow, the pacing. It's very natural. It doesn't seem like she's reading a script. It really comes from the heart. And so it was so interesting for me, reflecting on the Sunday message, seeing how people are mirrors, and then witnessing this kind of event of, you know, naturally you demean yourself a little bit. We're a little self-deprecating, that's American culture, but just seeing the opposite side of how much love she was receiving as well. And something to talk about that, right? When you look at a mirror and look at other people, you can be negative, but we should also be really positive. So I hope too that throughout this week, as we interact with each other, as we interact with others, that, yeah, we can look at others and see, okay, this is what I need to work on. But that we can also look at each other and see, oh wow, I have this really great characteristic, this really great trait that I didn't fully acknowledge until now. That being said, I'm going to look at a positive attribute of myself, and that being I really like to dance. My friend and I, we really enjoy dancing and giving glory through performing in such a way. So for this farewell celebration, my best friend and I, we decided to do a hula dance because our head leader, she is from Hawaii. And although we have never tried and we're not well versed in that kind of Polynesian Hawaiian culture, never done a hula before, we thought, why not? Let's just give it a try. Let's take our hand in it and let's see if we can pull this off. So we only practiced, we had about 2 weeks to practice, but we really did our best. So I want to show you that video. So that's what's going to be playing next. It is going to be our performance of the hula dance titled The Prayer, which is actually my head leader's favorite song. So you'll see myself and Alva, my best friend, we are dancing to the prayer with traditional Hawaiian dresses done for weddings and very holy ceremonies, as well as we have something called, what is it? Kuala or Quip. I'm saying it wrong. I'm not even going to try. It's a wrist bracelet. You'll see we made it from scratch though. All of it done to really offer as much glory to the Holy Trinity and also, of course, thanksgiving for the Holy Trinity working through our head leader. So I'm going to go ahead and play our video. I hope you receive a lot of grace from it as well and really enjoy this performance. With that, I'll go ahead and conclude 2G Talks. So I hope you enjoy the video.
It's the Morning Star Drive 117.8. You soaring up with sky, now's the time, don't delay. I'm sitting in my ride and it's time to fly. So let's realign, just listen and fill your mind.
I'm burning with desire and the passion. Nobody can stop me when I'm